So in today's video, I want to talk about the 5 fruit trees that I already have planted around here that I sure am glad we have planted in the crazy times we're living in. This by far has been one of the most impressive pears this year. This is an ORCAS pear. This is a 3-year-old tree. As you can see, it's just grown gangbusters. I don't know if you can actually tell, but you know, from about here up, it's all new growth. I've been pruning it back part every year, and now I'm kind of letting it grow a bit. Obviously, I'll do some pruning on this in the winter time. This tree actually grew so much that a pretty significant branch broke off, which I was really bummed out about because I had this like nice shape going on. But this variety seems pretty healthy and resistant, and I'm hoping that, you know, we start seeing some fruit off this one next year. I'll take you around and show you the damage. This tree has a kind of a gauntlet type shape to it. So this branch here is what broke off. Probably like beginning of July. I could tell the top was getting really heavy. And then we had a bad wind day, and I came home and it was broke. It was pretty even with the rest of this, but some suckers are starting to come out, and I think it's going to catch up next year. So yeah, this is the ORCAS pear. Has not bore fruit yet, but it's taking a good shape. And definitely by far one of the biggest pears. So you can see right here we're starting to get some of that drooping branch action, which is what I'm looking for. So this variety was found on ORCAS Island in Washington State, which, you know, we're in Washington State, so hopefully it does well here. I'm pretty happy with it so far. This has been another wildly impressive tree. This is a king apple, and you guys might know this, but I'm 7 feet tall. This tree is approaching 8 feet, and it all grew from about 4 feet this year. So one thing to keep in mind is I'm not watering any of these trees. I want to know what grows best in our area to recommend to you guys. So I've heard that this variety, king apple, you know, it was a lot of people brought it over on the Oregon Trail, and it was one of the most popular varieties of homestead apples in Washington State from back in the day. So this thing has just put on a massive growth this year, and I never watered any of it, so I'm pretty impressed. I'm looking forward to getting some fruit off this one. This tree I was lucky enough to be able to try last year from a grower east of us, about 60 miles. This tree is called a Mustu Apple or crispin. I've made a video about this one, but the blossom on this one this year was incredible, and it's only a second year, but I decided to see what would happen, and I kept thinning, and I kept thinning, and I kept thinning, and I kind of just let it go, and there's probably 6-7 apples on this tree right now, and they're just little, but you know, they sure are pretty. And this, I would have to say, this is my #1 favorite eating apple at the moment. Maybe #2. But this is shaping up to be a required apple for an orchard in the Pacific Northwest, especially on a homestead. So, Mustu, get yourself one. This is a plum that has impressed the heck out of me this year. I've already pruned a ton of this off in the summertime. This is a Methley Plum, and this thing was getting so big that I just had to come out here one day and start hacking. Don't let it fool you. The elk kind of got in here and nibbled on them a little bit, so that's why it's looking a little sad. But this thing is healthy here, and it grows like bananas, and I'm looking forward to it having some fruit on it. It's starting to get you know, about an inch on the base, so maybe 5-6 feet tall. So we're really looking forward to this one next year. Last but not least, you got to give a shout out to the 3 Honeycrisp trees, who are really starting to turn into a nice shape, and hopefully we'll be putting on some fruit next year. So I'd be willing to bet we buy hundreds of dollars worth of Honeycrisps every year. And even though they're not my favorite eating apple anymore, they're still delicious and they still last a really long time. And I'm happy to have 3 of them. So Honeycrisp would be number 5.